Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Yeah! My name's Clint Falconer, I'm the bass player for Savage Lucy, and I'm here today to speak about my gear. Yes, sir. First of all, I'm going to start with my bass. This is an Epiphone Thunderbird from a friend of mine. I don't think I'd play this bass if it didn't sound as good as it did, because I don't think it's particularly good looking. And second of all, it weighs a ton, and it's also really long and quite a mission to get into places. But having said that, I do love the bass. It has the largest sound I've ever heard in my life, coming straight from a bass. This is a Mark bass amp. I love all Mark bass gear. It's round, it's smooth, it's big, it's aggressive, it's a great sound. Also, it's really small, compact, great for on tour. I squeeze my head into the tightest of places. I have a tube in my head, which I don't use too often, just because I like the sound of the tube, but I don't like the fact that I can't switch it off and on. The cab I use is also a Mark cab. I go for a 1x15, just for the largest sound possible. Just size, just girth. The fattest, most ridiculous bass sound is generally what I'm going for. Because down to the toys. It's a Boss ME50B. I've got 2 presets that I'm using for Savage Lucy stuff. This I run through my effects loop. So after the amp gets this mess, after it goes there, comes back out to this. Yeah, the reason for that is multi-effects sometimes take something off your clean sound, and in an effort to retain as much bottom end and in my sound, I do a lot. I use a lot of tricks to keep the bottom end in. The sounds I have with this, I have an octave up with distortion sound, which would sound. So the octave up isn't too loud, because I'm not trying to take the guitarist's place. I'm trying to keep the bottom end of the bass there, but also add some high frequencies if the guitarist chooses not to play chords or not to double the riff, that I could hold the riff on my own in a sense. That's really cool. And the volume pedal is super handy because I haven't switched the pedal off. It's just I can swell the volume in and out. It's a great way to change the sound. The second preset I use is a synth sound. It's just a square wave filter with some phaser and a few other bits and bobs. It's actually got a bit of a retro sound. It's pretty cool. Now that is a great standalone sound, but later we'll be mixing that with my other pedal board. The line selector. My clean signal, if you're following my signal clean to the amp, would be hitting the tuner, the line selector, and the compressor. That's when the line selector is off. That's to keep my clean signal as clean as possible, so that I don't lose any frequencies or get any ugly frequencies from it going through all the pedals. Now, when the line selector is on, it basically runs 2 channels parallel, and that's to keep bottom end and do a few tricks. So the one line will be going to the octave, again for synth sounds. That's an octave lower. I've also got the distortion on. So my octave is the Super Octave OC3. I know everyone likes the OC2, but unfortunately I couldn't find an OC2, so I have an OC3. I have the distortion after my octave pedal so that I distort the octave tone. Because otherwise the octave sound is super clean, but with a bit of drive on it. And I set my drive, like, it's very, very subtle. Most of the time you won't even notice if I have the drive on. It just makes it sound a little bit more aggressive. For my Thunderball, which is my distortion pedal over here, I go to an iRig. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my iPad with me, but I plug my iRig into my iPad to do soundscaping stuff. So I have an app. It's basically just like I say, ambient stuff in the background. So I either hold a chord or something with the iRig, and then we play over it. If you're fancy about that, and then that obviously loops back to this. The other signal goes from this wonderful the line selector. I'm trying to figure it out, to my pitch box octave stuff. I use it as almost a chorus sounding effect. Also, again, very subtle. A lot of my effects are super subtle. So from my pitch box, we're going to the delay pedal. Now this is a beast. It's a flashback times 4. It's a great pedal, 3 presets. And then what I do, just for my own memory, is I set them according to intensity. So the furthest to my left will be the least intense delay, going up until my infinite kind of ambient noise thing. So my most subtle delay, and they all have a tap delay, and tap delay is super useful. Stuff like that. My second switch on my delay pedal, like I said, is just a little bit more of an intense delay sound with a slight modulation. So it's a really nice sound. The last one, I'll leave for a surprise later. Then, this is my very special pedal. This one, this I had custom built for me by a gentleman in Nelspruit named Benjamin Craig. Craig Amps, Craig Pedals, great guy, great builder. Benjamin built me this fuzz pedal. It's called the Fremen Fuzz, because I'm a big Dune fan. Shah Halud. With a blend knob in it. The blend knob is to get my clean signal back in, just for the bottom end. And I don't know how he did it, but the fuzz ended up sounding like a synth. It's going backwards to go forwards, almost full circle, and it's a great sounding pedal. It will literally suck all the tone from everything around you. It's like a black hole, but we love it. And this is what my fuzz will sound like. Wow. Now, like a common synth sound I'll use from this setup, so that's not this setup, would be this. So now I've got my octave, my lower octave synth sound, which goes through distortion to distort that, and then my higher signal I'm sending to my fuzz. And that's why I get that. Now that I've joined with this synth sound, and then you get, which is this synth sound. And that is my vibe for the synth sound. Love this, the volume sweep on this. And then there's that. Okay. Now, back to this bad boy. My last delay pedal, the last delay sound or switch I have on my board, is a reverse delay. It goes forward, but the reverse delays they get a bit messy. But mine is set, so it's basically my soundscaping sound. So I'll do a lot of volume swelling stuff. Stuff like that. And the last thing that I normally play with that is just to say goodbye.